Welcome again, everyone. Today we're talking about people being paranoid about um, everyone being a narcissist, right? I know I spoke on this before somewhat. I want to speak on it a little bit more from a different perspective this time. But most of you, after you've done or have gotten done with dealing with a narcissist, um, you tend to want to think, or you tend to think, or you can become hyper vigilant in thinking that everyone's a narcissist, right? And one of the things that people tend to do is they become over analytical and they become extremely critical. Some people just have a form of neurosis. It may not be necessarily that they're narcissists. They just have a lot of bad habits, psychological habits that they are triggered by, that they allow to control them and affect their lives. You can be coming across these type of individuals too, which can seem like narcissists. On the other hand, narcissists, there's just some distinctive things that go along with them when you deal with them. If you encounter them, there's some distinctions that is going to be definite. Some of the things, though, when you see individuals who, let's say, maybe negative, you see a lot of people who are negative. They have a lot of negative thoughts, a lot of negative perspectives, outlooks, highly opinionated, extremely judgmental. These are some of the first, kind of early warning signs. It may not necessarily mean that they're narcissists, which a lot of times those who have been victims can perceive this to be the early indicators that this is a narcissist, when in fact this isn't they're not narcissists. What it is just people with a very negative outlook, complainers. You have a lot of people who are complainers. They'll find a reason to complain about anything, right? They're not very grateful. They'll complain before they're thankful, right? This is a form of attitude that they've developed over a certain period of time that has consumed them, and it has them reacting or responding in a certain way. And typically a lot of these individuals are very critical on themselves. They have a very critical disposition within themselves as well, critical about what they do. They're harsh and hard on themselves as well. This is not necessarily, again, the signs of someone being a narcissist. This is the sign of this is clearly or could be someone that just has a very negative outlook, a very negative disposition, right? They're always finding something to complain about. They're always looking for the worst. They always have something negative to say. Usually those individuals have a very negative disposition themselves, right? Usually these individuals have a certain form of entitlement also themselves, which can also appear or be perceived to be narcissistic. The other half, though, the other way you look at it is when an individual is not able to properly rationalize or reason, right? Again, I always speak about no rhyme or reason with someone being a narcissist, because the things that they do tend to make no sense, right? The things that they do tend to be very sporadic and impulsive. There's no real thought behind it. Then you have individuals who do seem to think and have some thought behind it, but it's just it comes from a very negative disposition, again, as I said. And this is why I think a lot of you start to think when you see this, oh no, oh my God, here we go again. I'm dealing with, or I'm about to encounter or start to engage with a narcissist. and you freak out and you cut the whole situation off. All right. Let's just rewind a little bit and go back to what I said about the attitudes of an individual. In general, even if they're not a narcissist, we do not want to deal with negative attitude type of individuals, people with negative attitudes. You want to stay as clear away from them as possible. There's a video. I encourage you, before you even respond to anything, TD Jakes made it, and it's called The 3 Types of Friends That You'll Have, right? Please go watch that video. Please go watch that video, okay? 3 Types of Friends That You'll Have by TD Jakes, all right? And he mentions about there being confidants, constituents, and comrades. 3 distinctive type of individuals, right? Confidants being the most worthy of individuals that you should keep around you and in your circle. You have to deal with all of them at a certain point, but knowing how to discern and how to, sift through those who are actually there for you and those who aren't. Okay? Very important, because it's going to give you a reference point of things to look for when you're dealing with people. Okay? So that you're not just jumping the gun and thinking that someone's a certain way or they're narcissistic or they're, you have to be able to properly identify and categorize individuals. That way you know how to place them. That way you don't put too much stock into individuals who are not going to be worthy of your time, presence, help, or even to be in your presence coexisting as well. It's important because certain individuals that you may perceive to be, harmless, that you allow in, even though they may not be narcissists, they can still be destructive to your purpose. And this is an important thing. You don't want individuals who have a negative outlook or disposition and really don't have your best interests for you around in the first place, regardless if they're a narcissist or not. Key important things. And this is something that you really have to think about and take action to when you do see it. All right? You're going to have those individuals that are like that. But it is important to be able to cut off or flat out ignore those who do not have your best interests. Those who are not there for you. Right? Again, go watch that video. I'm going to leave the link in the description, in the comment section, so you can click on the link. 3 Types of Friends That You'll Have by TD Jakes. Now, with a lot of hysteria about people coming out of being victimized, not wanting to engage other people, certain things are going to allow you to see who you should accept and who you shouldn't accept. Okay, you have to look at how are things being reciprocated to you from individuals that you choose to keep in your presence and around you in your life. All right. Some people will do just to get into a certain position with you, right? You have to be mindful of the motives that individuals are driven by. A lot of people have certain motives that they're driven by, and those motives are based on selfish means. What are their motives? Do you allow them in? Do you keep them at bay? Because honestly, you have to deal with people anyway. If you're at work and you have a job or something like that, you have to deal with individuals of all walks of life, mindsets, mentalities, etc. You have to know how to properly filter them out. You don't have to be afraid of them. Just know what category to place them in. Okay? And very important. As long as you place them in the right category of where and how you're going to interact with them in your life, you'll stay safe. Okay? If you're putting them into the wrong positions in your life, that's when they can begin to affect you. If you start having the wrong expectations out of individuals who are not going to meet up or live up to those things, that's when you start getting into those situations where you're being let down and these individuals are failing you or they're disappointing you. Okay? So very important to be able to, if you have to make a list, if you have to make 3 brackets, who are my confidants? Who are my constituents? Who are my comrades? You got to watch the video to really understand what I'm speaking about. So I encourage you all, go look at that video. Then decide which one are you. Which one are you? Right? And who around you fits into these categories. Once you understand that and you're able to properly align those individuals up in the categories that they belong in, you'll know how to move forward with dealing with individuals. And it just takes a simple assessment of looking at how people are with you, how people interact with you. Simple as that. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. And again, I appreciate my subscribers, my supporters, and I do feel, not just blowing smoke, but I feel like my subscribers are probably more the more intelligent individuals that are that do go through YouTube to seek self-help. My opinion, but I believe that. And I appreciate all of you for helping the channel grow and whatnot. And give yourselves a pat on the back too for overcoming and getting yourself to a position of being healthy and growing out of the situation and taking a stance to get yourself better as well. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in. Till next time, have a good one. Enjoy yourselves. Love yourselves. Bye now.